Friends, gather round, because today we're diving into a story so wild, so dramatic, it's like something straight out of a blockbuster movie. We're going to Mount Carmel, where the air was thick with tension, and the stakes were higher than the mountain itself. This is the day fire fell from heaven. Imagine, if you can, a land parched and thirsty. For years, no rain. The people were desperate, their faith wavering. They had started to worship other gods, especially Baal, supposedly the god of rain and fertility. But where was the rain? Where was the life? In this broken land, one man stood firm, the prophet Elijah, and he issued a challenge, a showdown. On one side, Elijah standing alone for the one true God. On the other, 450 prophets of Baal and 400 prophets of Asherah, a huge, powerful religious establishment. The challenge was simple. Whichever God sends fire from heaven to consume a sacrifice, that God is the true God. The prophets of Baal went first. They prepared their altar, laid out their bull, and began to call out to Baal. From morning until noon they shouted, "O Baal, answer us!" The sun beat down. Nothing. Elijah, ever the realist, started to taunt them.
"Shout louder!"
He probably grinned. Perhaps he is deep in thought or busy or traveling. Maybe he's asleep and must be awakened. Their shouts turned to desperate cries. Their frenzied dance became a ritual of agony. They slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until blood flowed. Their faces contorted in anguish and fear, not just of Elijah, but of the terrifying silence from their God. All afternoon, their frantic pleas echoed across Mount Carmel, growing weaker, more desperate. The sun began to dip low. Their voices grew hoarse, their bodies weary, collapsing from exhaustion. They had poured everything into this, their energy, their blood, their very hope. And all they got was a deafening, terrifying silence. No voice, no answer, no sign. The crowd, at first expectant, now watched in growing unease and profound disappointment, a heavy silence falling as doubt began to creep into every heart. Now it was Elijah's turn. He called the people near, and this is where it gets incredibly powerful. He didn't just build an altar. He repaired an old one, an altar to the Lord that had been broken down, a symbol of returning to what was true. Then he did something truly audacious. He dug a deep trench around the altar. He laid out the wood and the bull. And then he called for water, not just a little. 3 times he had them drench the offering. The wood even filled the trench with water until it was overflowing. People must have thought he was mad. How could fire consume something so soaked? It wasn't just a test of faith. It was a spectacle designed to remove all doubt. A hush fell over the mountain, thick with anticipation and a growing, desperate hope that contrasted sharply with the hollow despair of Baal's prophets. Then Elijah stepped forward, calm amidst the chaos, and offered a simple prayer. No shouting, no theatrics, just a direct, heartfelt appeal to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. "Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so these people will know that you, Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again." And then it happened. Not a flicker, not a spark, but a sudden, blinding, scorching fire from the sky. It wasn't just the wood and the sacrifice that burned. The fire consumed the stones of the altar, licked up all the water in the trench, and even scorched the very dust around it. It was absolute, undeniable, instantaneous. A cleansing, overwhelming force that ripped through the air with a roar. The crowd, who had just witnessed the pathetic failure and utter despair of Baal's prophets, saw this incredible, impossible display of raw power, and they didn't just clap. They fell on their faces, trembling, crying out, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" Not in gentle worship, but in overwhelming, undeniable conviction and profound fear. It wasn't a trick. It wasn't luck. It was a divine intervention that left no room for argument. It was a powerful reminder that there is only one true God, and He answers. He reveals Himself. And when He acts, there is no mistaking His presence. This day on Mount Carmel wasn't just about fire. It was about hearts turning back, about knowing without a shadow of a doubt who is truly in control. It's a story of courage, faith, and the unmistakable power of the living God. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share.